Now, in your assignment, it asks you what are the chemical reactions that take place when you're doing all of your different systems. We spoke the other day about the word polymerization.
What was the other one?
Monomers and polymers. Okay. Before we put that back in the bottle, we're just going to wipe it on a wipe. Otherwise, your wrap activator will become discoloured. Okay. And immediately, that will have hardened your gel wrap. Okay. If it's working properly. Okay. Our next thing that we're going to do, we're going to apply our fiberglass. Now it's the fiberglass which gives it its strength. So do you want to write number 1? What I'm going to do, always make sure that you don't cut this waxy bit of paper off, because it is very fiddly, and if you've cut that off it's even more fiddly. So we're just going to lift the fiberglass up with the scissor and measure the width against the nail there. Okay? Make a little cut at the bottom. If you cut it all the way up, it gets quite floppy and it makes it quite hard to work with. And we're just going to cut the shape of the cuticle there. Okay? Using really sharp scissors that you've just cut for your fiberglass. Okay? What we've done after we're just going to cut all the way up, and ideally that's going to stick to my scissor. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Okay? I have seen students in the past use their little stick as well, if you find it easier to have it stuck to your stick or whatever. Okay, I'm just going to take that off the scissor here. Okay, and you'll find it's got a sticky backing on it. And we're just going to place that onto our client's finger. There we go. Okay, leaving a space at the cuticle and the side walls, and we can just pat it into place. Okay, do you want to write another 3 on there then, Christina? What I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut the fiberglass to fit the client's nail shape. This will make sure that all of the edges are stuck to the finger. If you start to apply your wrap and your activator without cutting it, the edge can sometimes lift up and lift away from the finger. Okay? The next stage we're going to do now is our nail glue. Okay, so this is number 4. Which one's number 2? The wrap activator. And we're going to mottle this on or dab it on. There. Okay.
So dab it on all over the nail or just wait for it to spread?
You need to use your brush on nail glue to make sure that the most of the weave is disappeared. Okay? If you use your gel wrap, you'll still see the weave really, really clearly. And what I find with quite a lot of students is they're very, very critical. They're like, oh, but I can still see it. But most of it will have disappeared. Okay? So that's number 4. Apply our gel wrap again. So down the centre. So that becomes number 5 as well. So it's when I'm 5. Okay. Use our wrap activator, which sets the gel straight away. Okay. Before we put it back in the bottle, we wipe over the brush. This is really going to confuse you now, Christine.
I know that, but
no.
I'm good now, but...
Okay. So that should have set that straight away. if you keep on doing that and you're not maybe wiping your brush so hard, you can swap it with the brush in the lens tip. So putting the number on the top might not be quite so good. Just make sure that you wipe another layer of our gel wrap. So what number were we up to then? 5, 6, 7. And some wrap activator to spread your gel.
There's 2 layers after the...
Yeah. Okay.
Do you spread this right down to the cuticle and the sidewall?
Yeah, it spreads itself really. So you're just brushing like you brush. Okay. The chemical reaction which is occurring here, which doesn't occur as much as other fiberglass systems, is an exothermic reaction. The word exothermic means creates heat. Now very, very few clients with this system will feel any heat. Leslie, I'm sure you know the one with the spray that you get a heat from. That should have dried instantly. That has dried instantly with our nail, but it's a bit of an artificial shine, so all we need to do now is to file it into shape, remove the shine and buff it up to a shine. Okay. Charlie, I've not got mine yet.
I know what you're going to do, but it's
Put it on the box. Yeah, paper the box.
I'll write it into the lid now.
I don't want to confuse things, but you can do a full set of nails with this, and they are very, very natural nails. Some people like them.
I like buffing it down,
yeah, soft buffer. If you were doing it on all of the nails, you find your own way. You could put all of your tips on and then put number 1 on all of them, followed by number 2.
use gels or anything then, Amadou? Just use that instead?
Yeah, just this as your overlay. You don't have to do one nail all of the time. You don't have to do all of the layers, because if you've got your bottle open, sometimes it's easier to put it on all of them. Find your own way, really.
How do you do infills?
Infills, these won't last as long as your acrylic. After about 10 days, they will be needing... Yeah.
And I'll do them all then, Anne.
Remove with acetone, they'll come off in about 15 minutes. After 10 days, all of that will be lifting up. Just file it off. On their first infill, if it hasn't lifted too much, we're just going to use our gel wrap and our activator. After a couple of infills, when it's grown up quite a lot, we're going to put another layer of fiberglass. And because it's quite fiddly, I would put another layer of fiberglass all over. So quite easy to maintain. But they won't get 2 weeks out of it. They certainly need to come back sooner than that. You don't want to take them off with the nails. There we are, we're just buffing it up to a natural shine then. Okay. So our main thing for assessment that I'm looking for is that no product has gone onto the skin, no product has seeped underneath, and I am looking for a gap at the cuticle and the side walls. Okay, there we are. Before you put your cuticle oil on, I do just need to check, because once I put the cuticle oil on, you can't see anything.
So no cheating.
So no cheating as well. Let's switch that on. There we are, a finished nail.